Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, hold on, where did all my money go? You didn't buy anything crazy, no big splurges, just normal stuff. Coffee, groceries, maybe a dinner out. And yet the balance doesn't add up. That sinking feeling, it's more common than you think. Because most people aren't taught how to manage money. We're taught how to make it, how to spend it, but not how to control it. Money touches almost everything in life. Where you live, what you eat, but also the choices you get to make every day. But here's the problem. If you don't learn how to control your money starts controlling you. You might stay in jobs you don't love because of bills. You might say no to opportunities because you're afraid of running out. You might even avoid looking at your finances because it just feels overwhelming. But once you learn the basics, once you understand how to take control, everything changes. You start to breathe easier, you start to feel more confident. That's what this video is about. Before we jump in, if you find value in conversations like this, go ahead and like the video to support the channel and subscribe so you don't miss future videos that help you make smarter, calmer financial choices. Alright, let's talk about how to truly take control of your money. Point number 1, understanding where you are. Before you can change your financial situation, you have to see it clearly. And that starts with awareness. Think of your finances like a GPS. You can't get directions unless you know where you're starting. So the first step, track everything. Not forever, just for 1 month. Write down what's coming in and what's going out. Look at your paycheck, taxes, subscriptions, rent, groceries. Those small purchases that sneak in. The late night takeout, the extra app subscription, the impulse Amazon order. Most people underestimate their spending by hundreds of dollars a month. Not because they're careless, but because it's easy to lose track when everything's digital. Once you have the data, break it down. Fixed expenses, the non-negotiables like rent, utilities, insurance. Variable expenses, the flexible stuff, food, entertainment, hobbies. Irregular expenses, the ones that sneak up, car repairs, holidays, birthdays. When you put it all on paper, you might be surprised, but don't judge yourself. This step isn't about guilt, it's about clarity. Because you can't manage what you don't measure like your weight. Point number 2, the power of a budget. The word budget often makes people cringe. It sounds restrictive, like a financial diet. But that's not what a real budget is. A good budget isn't about saying no, it's about deciding what matters most to you. Think of it like this. Every dollar you earn is a little worker. If you don't assign your workers to a job, they'll wander off and get lost. Budgeting simply means giving every dollar a job on purpose. A great starting point is the 50-30-20 rule. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings or debt payoff. But don't get stuck on the exact percentages. The best budget is one that reflects your reality, not someone else's. Maybe your rent eats more than 50%. Maybe you're aggressively paying down debt. That's fine. Budgets should breathe. They should adapt with your life. And here's a trick. Review your budget at the end of every month. See what worked, what didn't, and adjust. That's how you stay in control instead of feeling restricted. The goal isn't to spend less, it's to spend intentionally. Point number 3, building an emergency fund. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated forms of freedom, your emergency fund. Because if you think about it, emergencies aren't really surprises, they're just unplanned. And they're guaranteed to happen eventually. Without a financial cushion, every small setback on a flat tire, a medical bill, a job cut, turns into a full-blown crisis. But when you have even a small safety net, it transforms the experience. You go from panic to, okay, I've got this. Start small. If you can save even $10 a week, that's progress. The goal is to eventually build up 3 to 6 months of expenses. But don't get discouraged if that feels far away. Focus on the habit, not the number. An emergency fund isn't just about money, it's about peace of mind. It's knowing that life can throw something unexpected your way, and you'll still be okay. That's the foundation of true financial control. Point number 4, understanding the real cost of debt. Let's talk about debt. Something most of us deal with at some point. Debt itself isn't bad. It's a tool. But like any tool, if you don't use it carefully, it can do more harm than good. The problem isn't just the interest, it's the mental weight, that quiet stress that lives in the background of your mind. So how do you start tackling it? First, understand what kind of debt you have. There's productive debt, like a mortgage or education that helps you grow financially in the long run. And then there's consumption debt, things that lose value instantly, like clothes, gadgets, or dining out. The second kind is what keeps people stuck. When paying off debt, two methods stand out. The avalanche method, pay off the highest interest rates first. The snowball method, pay off the smallest balances first for motivation. There's no right or wrong choice here. One is mathematical, the other is emotional. Pick the one that keeps you consistent. And don't forget, while paying off debt is important, so is building stability. You don't want to empty your savings just to pay down debt, only to end up relying on credit again. Balance is key. Point number 5, saving versus investing. Saving and investing often get mixed up, but they serve totally different purposes. Saving is short-term. It's about safety, liquidity, and accessibility. Investing is long-term, and it's about growth and compounding. Your savings protect you from surprises. Your investments prepare you for the future. Think of it this way. Saving keeps you from falling backward. Investing helps you move forward. When you invest, you're letting time do the heavy lifting. Even small amounts make a big difference. For example, if you invest $200 a month at 8% interest, in 20 years you'll have over $100,000. But if you wait 10 years to start, you'll end up with less than half of that, even if you invest the same amount monthly. That's the magic of compound growth. And it's not about being a stock expert. You can use simple tools like low-cost index funds, ETFs, or retirement accounts like IRAs and 401ks. Investing isn't about getting rich quick. It's about being patient long enough to let time reward consistency. Point number 6, the psychology of money. Here's something most financial courses ignore. Money isn't just math, it's emotional. Our financial habits are deeply tied to how we were raised, what we believe about success, and how we handle fear or guilt. Some people spend to feel in control. Some save obsessively out of anxiety. Others avoid looking at their finances altogether. The way we treat money says a lot about how we see ourselves. So ask yourself, what's your money story? Were you taught that money was scarce? That spending is bad? That rich people are greedy? These beliefs shape the way you behave. The goal isn't to shame yourself, it's to understand yourself. Because awareness creates space for better choices. Start creating small money habits that reinforce calm, not chaos. Check your accounts once a week. Celebrate small wins. Forgive mistakes. Focus on progress, not perfection. Financial confidence isn't about never messing up. It's about knowing you can always recover. Point number 7, automate and simplify. One of the easiest ways to stay consistent with money is to remove yourself from the process. Automation does that for you. When you automate your savings, bills, and investments, you're setting your financial system on autopilot. You're saying, I trust the plan. Schedule automatic transfers to savings on payday. Have your investment contributions deducted before you even see the money. Set your bill payments to run automatically. It's not about being lazy, it's about building systems that protect you from emotional decisions. Because when life gets stressful, discipline gets harder. Automation keeps your financial goals safe from your future tired self. And simplify where you can for examples: fewer cards, fewer accounts, fewer apps. Point number 8, building wealth with patience by thinking of long-term. Here's the final piece, long-term thinking. Financial control isn't just about surviving this month, it's about designing a future that feels secure and free. Start picturing that version of you, the one who doesn't panic when the bills arrive, the one who has options, the one who's not chasing money but letting money work quietly in the background. That version of you doesn't appear overnight. It's built one decision at a time. Every tracked expense, every automatic transfer, every avoided impulse purchase, it all adds up. And over time, those small decisions compound into freedom. Because wealth isn't measured by how much you spend. It's measured by how much peace you have when you think about money. Let's recap the essentials. 1. Understand where you are by knowing your numbers. 2. Build a flexible budget that reflects your values. 3. Create an emergency fund, even a small one matters. 4. Manage debt strategically, not emotionally. 5. Learn the difference between saving and investing. 6. Master your mindset by understanding your financial triggers. 7. Automate what you can. 8. Think long-term and play the patience game. Control doesn't happen all at once. It's a process, but every step builds momentum. So now I'm curious. What's one thing you want to change about your money starting this week? Maybe it's tracking your expenses. Maybe it's finally creating that emergency fund. Or maybe it's just facing your finances with a clear head for the first time. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear your plan. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, and if you want more calm, practical conversations about money, subscribe to the channel. It really helps keep this kind of content going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.